was younger, I used to look at AMVs and stuff that people have made on YouTube, and I came across one, and it's going to sound really stupid, but I was only 9 at the time. There was a really cute guy, and I was like, who is this guy? So I decided to look into it, and I found Final Fantasy. Then I realised it was a game with Final Fantasy that was crossed in with another animation, which the game was called Kingdom Hearts, and the guy was called Sora. So I decided that I would look into it more, and I found Kingdom Hearts 2, which is where I found Kairi, and that was the first time I thought, I really want that dress. So I got the dress, and then I realised that it was about cosplay, and I thought, oh, okay then, so I decided to wear it out every day, and that's where it all started from, really.
I originally got into cosplay when I was about 14, 15, so that was about 3 or 4 years ago. And basically my friends were all going, and they asked me if I wanted to go. I was like, yeah, sure. Like, oh, you don't mind if you do a bit of cosplay? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm not 100% sure what that was. And then they explained it to me, and I was like so on board. And like now, like 3 years later, you can't actually get me out of it. It's just like, I feel absolutely adorable. And it's like, it's the only way I kind of get any self-confidence. Because when you're in cosplay and you walk around, you just don't care.
It has had a very positive effect on my life. When I was younger, I went through quite a few like abusive relationships, and it came to a point where I felt like I wanted to end my life. I used to self-harm a lot, and kind of still do now, but I haven't done it in ages. But when I went to my first con, that's when I found Kairi, and Kairi is now I'm now engaged to Kairi, as you know, but I first met her and she was dressed as Sora, so I was really intrigued, and we became friends, and then the emotions grew on from there, and I thought if I can meet as many people as I can who have been like Kairi, and all the other friends that I've made from Comic-Con, then why would I want to leave? It's just an amazing and such a brilliant experience.
It's basically, as a cosplayer, I've made so many good friends, and my closest friends and best friends, and including my partner, are all cosplayers and into the whole cosplay thing. It's like, I met one of my best friends through it at con when I lost my friend. She just took me in and just looked after me, so that's like, and it's also really like boosted my confidence, because before I got into cosplay I had no self-confidence, and now I'm just like, bring it on.
The problems that I've encountered at a con are basically rude remarks about some of my cosplays, because let's face it, I'm not the skinniest of people, so people tend to pick up on things like that and say, oh, you're fat, or your face doesn't fit this character, why are you this character? Or if you're not very well known with something, they're like, well, you don't know that, well, why are you cosplaying from it? You don't deserve this costume, I should have that costume, and you get a lot of rivalry about costumes, and I think that's one of the biggest things. And also the other biggest thing is trust issues, because you can meet a lot of people at these places and they seem so loving and warming, and then you find out that they have their own problems themselves, but they decide to put that on you, and then they create issues with you, and then you just end up having problems when you're going to cons, because you know they're going to be there and you don't want to see them. So that's one of the biggest problems for me, I think, is problems within the friendships of Comic-Con.
Where do I begin? This could sound so bad, I'm so sorry humans, but like my friends said that you encounter some very, very negative people to the point where sometimes you just don't want to bother again. You get people who try to like con you out of money, you get perverts. Like, for example, if you're wearing like a short dress, your boobs out, or you're wearing like a really skimpy outfit if you're a male, you're going to get a lot of people trying to get really indecent photos, or trying to touch you indecently, which is a no-no, ladies and gentlemen. No. And like, if you fall out with some of your friends, it's kind of just a bit like, oh, shite, what do we do now? And besides that, you've got the people who will criticise you, going like, oh yeah, you're too short, oh, you're not this enough, or you're too much of that, and all that crap. But if you just ignore it, it's brilliant.
I'm very glad I got into cosplay, because I've always been very self-conscious about the person who I am, so walking around as Hatsune Miku or Kairi or Elsa, you know, all these characters, I can be someone else, and that gives me so much courage, because you do get a lot of like people honking their cars and a lot of remarks, but it's quite fun because it intrigues me a lot, but it makes me feel more like myself, if that makes sense. I don't know if that will make sense to you, because obviously it's not me, it's someone else, but being someone else for a while helps me within myself to feel like a better person.
Yeah, totally. Without cosplay, I honestly don't know how I would do anything I do now. How I could actually like go out in the world without having a wig on or some contact lenses or something. If I'm not wearing cosplay, I have a wig on, have my contact lenses in. If I don't have my contact lenses in, I don't have my wig on, I'm wearing cosplay. If I'm not doing that, I have like the full-blown makeup, like you can see now. I'm very into my Asian culture, especially Japanese culture. Like geishas, man. Everyone loves a geisha.
I would definitely recommend cosplay and Comic-Con to other people, because you meet so many new different people from it, and it's not something you see every day. It's something that you can do which isn't in a trend of like 2015 hashtags and all that human normal stuff. It's a place where people get together, and it's so warming and so loving, and the community is just so amazing. As I said before, you do have people who will criticise you, but you have a lot of people who will compliment you and will also help you to progress, to be better at cosplay, and help you with your costumes, and it's just such a nice experience, and you meet so many like good people. Like if you went, I'd go with you. Like I'd love to meet up with like all these people, because I love making friends, and
Same.
that is just who I am.
I really do recommend cosplaying to others because it's a really good way to boost your confidence, and you get to walk around in like these most fantastic, brightly coloured and beautifully handmade costumes like I am, because ta-da! What other time can you actually say, yeah, I can walk around, I can be whoever I want? You could be your favourite character from a book, from a movie, from an anime, be anything you want. Plus you get to make so many amazing friends, and you just kind of, it's like once you start doing it after a while, it becomes a part of you, and it's just amazing.
Thank you for watching.